As if we needed another reason to get the UN out of the US. All right, now, many of us have been advocating this for decades. I wonder what Bill Buckley thought about the UN and the US. My inclination, I bet he was cool with the UN. I don't know that for sure. But many of us on the American right were like, dude, like the Pat Buchanan right? No. But here we are still. The UN, I don't understand it. We fund them. I just don't get this affiliation with the United States and the UN when the UN is freaking corrupt as all can be. All right, so let's go there from the Western Journal. And as a Western bias, I'm biased towards a Western philosophy of life, i.e. private property in particularly. Big fan of the Western Journal. All right. The UN is about to impose a de facto tax on Americans. According to the Wall Street Journal, which I don't subscribe anymore, so I can't read the article, the UN stands to impose what accounts to be a global tax on carbon emissions. Despite lacking both sovereign authority and enforcement power, the UN's London-based International Maritime Organization could attempt to saddle ships with taxes ranging from $100 to $380 per metric ton of carbon dioxide that exceeds a certain emissions level. Meanwhile, the Trumpster, i.e. the GOAT, has threatened sanctions against countries who UN bureaucrats vote for such nonsense. Can we just say, get the UN out of it? Say, we're just not part of the UN anymore. I don't understand why it's so hard. What does the UN have on us, man? It's weird. It's like they got some on us. We just can't. No. Just say, no, UN sucks. We're not part of it anymore. Shockingly, the Wall Street Journal called this the first instance we can find of the UN claiming the ability to levy a tax, the revenues from which will be paid directly into a UN-controlled fund, which, of course, the International Maritime Organization would both establish and manage. So the International Maritime Organization would tax you, take the tax, and do whatever they want with it to fund their bureaucracies and all these idiots. It's like Brussels and the UN, the worst groups there are. Get the UN, the H, out of the U.S. It's an evil Satanist entity. Why do we allow that? Whoa, what the hell was that? That was weird. Anyways, keep going. Needless to say, a power grab of this nature wakens American patriots to the perils that beset our ancestors. I don't know about that, man. But check this out, my man DeSantis. DeSantis is showing, I tell you, man, DeSantis is freaking stepping up big time. I know many of us Trumpsters are like, I like DeSantis. In 2020, I was a huge DeSantis fan. I was not liking Trump. I like Brian Kemp. The number one issue for me in 2020 was the COVID adherence. And Trump was on the wrong side of that. He's since fixed things greatly, but he was on the wrong side of that. DeSantis and Kemp were crushing. They were crushing all takers. Now, DeSantis, a lot of right-wingers like, DeSantis is a Zionist. That's just so embarrassing. I just like, can we just stop? It's like the Israel first writers, right-wingers, and the Israel first anti-Israel right-wingers. It's like, it's just, oh my, we got both these groups are Israeli first. The Ben Shapiros are Israeli first. The anti-Ben Shapiros are Israeli first. It's just in a different way. It's just so embarrassing. I'm like, I'm American first. Israel, I don't care. Let's keep going here. But DeSantis, so anyway, they're all trying to say, DeSantis is, blah, blah, blah. He's, bows down to Israel. And there's some legitimacy of that, but it just is so small potatoes in the overall scheme of things. Let's see. The governor told the historical truth that every American should understand. Being taxed by the UN would be far more offensive than the taxes imposed by the Great Britain against American colonies some 250 years ago. Those taxes sparked the American Revolution. Yep, the governor spoke for Americans who resent haughty international bureaucrats. Right here. Yeah, 100%, man. The UN should be defunded, not seeded with new tax revenue. 100%, man. And there it is. The United Nations is about to tax you from the Wall Street Journal. DeSantis had it right. Yep. Let's see here. Take the 1765 Stamp Act, which taxed printed materials such as newspapers, almanacs, and college diplomas. In their defense, British officials could reasonably claim that the tax would weigh heaviest on the literate and well-to-do Americans. Nonetheless, the manliest members of that manly revolutionary generation denied the parliamental authority to levy such taxes in the first place. A young John Adams even accused the British of targeting printed materials so as to deprive the colonists of knowledge. That's a great, you're going to tax the, what do we do? If we want to kill something, we tax it. If we want something to grow, we subsidize it. That's what Reagan said, 100%. Let's see. Whatever British officials' motives might have been, they simply could not collect the taxes. By November 1st, 1765, violence or threat thereof, including tarring and feathering, had driven nearly all stamp distributors from office. Thus, it boggles the mind that anyone at the UN, which has not exactly ingratiated itself with Trump or the right or American people, would concede an international organization's pretended authority to tax without our consent. 100%, dude. Who wrote this? That's freaking great writing. Michael Schwartz. I don't even know who Michael Schwartz is. Was that an asterisk? I mean, it's a pseudonym or whatever it's called. Pseudonym? Something like that. Yeah, PhD in Histoire. All right, gotcha. He loves dogs, baseball, and freedom. All right. He has rediscovered his faith in midlife and is eager to continue learning about it from his Christian thinkers. Great. All right. So Michael Schwartz. Yeah, good stuff there, big man. So anyway, the UN is about to tax the Americans. Now, screw that. Get the U.S. out of the UN out of the U.S. and tell them to go pound sand. All right. God bless. Love your thoughts.